Hey there, lovely souls. Welcome to our sacred space of Magnetize Official. As I was brainstorming ideas for my next pick-a-card reading, one theme kept recurring. Who is my twin flame? Now, I didn't jump on this idea immediately, because, as many of you know from my channel, the twin flame journey is deeply sacred and protected. As a tarot reader and channeler, there are limits to what I can interpret about someone else's path. Your intuition truly serves as your soul's guide along this journey. Nevertheless, I understand the comfort and validation that tarot readings can provide. Whether you're sure about being on this twin flame path or exploring it for the first time, doubt can often cloud our steps. This journey challenges our notions of love and connection in profound ways. In this reading, my goal is to offer you the guidance or confirmation you seek. I believe there are no coincidences, and perhaps you've found this video because there's a message here meant just for you. So, take a moment to choose a card that resonates with you from the image on the screen. Trust your instincts. Your chosen card may hold the insights you need right now. Afterward, check the pinned comment for the timestamp corresponding to your chosen card's reading. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and I hope you find clarity and reassurance in your reading. Enjoy. Welcome to your reading. As I said in the intro, this reading is to share with you some potential traits and characteristics of your twin flame to help you recognize them either when you meet them in the future or to affirm to you that you've already met them in this physical life, to remind you of what your soul already knows about your twin flame. Like I said in the intro, I'm going to try to get as specific as possible, but this path is divinely protected. There are certain points in the reading where I may say that I feel I am being blocked from seeing certain things. This is all by divine intention, because there are certain things along the twin flame path that are simply meant to unfold before you and are not meant to be told. But I will be as detailed as I can. All right, I'm going to begin by pulling some cards for you. I've never done a reading like this before, so it's going to be a little makeshift, but I'm hoping that these cards can give us a little insight into your twin flame, group number 1, and what their life has been like. Okay, I just pulled 3 cards for you, group number 1. The first card I pulled for you is the Angel of Love. Intuitively, before I read the description, I feel as though this card isn't actually about your twin flame specifically. Instead, it suggests that they sense a loving presence. I just felt some goosebumps, because I feel as though they are longing for this loving presence, but simultaneously sensing that it's out there for them. I heard, unworthy. I feel as though your twin flame is someone who doesn't quite feel worthy of love, and I'm not really sure why. Again, remember, twin flames are mere energy, so some of this could apply to you as well in some way. But I feel as though this angel of love, the picture is of this beautiful angel holding her heart in her hands. And I feel as though to your twin flame, this is actually you. You may or may not have met yet. We'll get into that later. But I feel as though to your twin flame, they have this ideal of this love coming into their life. When I looked at this angel holding this heart-shaped stone in her hand, for some reason I saw your twin flame as a young child, holding their heart out to a caregiver, like their parents. They were wide-eyed and innocent, holding their heart in their hands, and they were rejected. Now, holding their heart again as an adult, they feel very guarded. I can see that even with the third card I pulled, the garden and the gate, I see with this gate that they actually have this gate around their heart. They want to give their heart away, but they are afraid of being rejected because of this childhood wound. Again, because this is your twin flame, this may also reflect some of your own wounding. But I do sense that, regardless of whether you've met this person or not, they do have a strong sense of you, or a very clear sense of the kind of ideal love relationship they want to experience. They may even be a little bit old-fashioned. I saw someone from the 1960s, kind of looking like a young man from back in the 60s. I'm thinking from that, either you may intuitively know that you and your twin flame had a past life in the 60s, where things were very traditional between you. You had a very traditional kind of marriage, and it was a happy marriage. Alternatively, you could have had a 60s past life where, this may just be for one of you, you were a housewife in a very unhappy, possibly even controlling or abusive marriage, and you were very unhappy within this marriage. You briefly met your twin flame, but because it was the 1960s and you may have already had kids or built this whole white picket fence life with this person, you felt this longing and sadness, this grief, because in this past life, despite meeting your twin flame and feeling caught up in this whirlwind romance, you felt as though you couldn't be together because of these other obligations. Again, this is so specific, I never know what messages are coming through, but I feel that one of you really has an affinity for 60s culture or is really drawn to the whole 60s kind of style. I saw a 60s diner. This is incredibly specific. But for one of you, you've actually felt this when you walked into an old diner, maybe when you were a kid, or a diner that was actually built in the 60s. One of those places that almost feels like a time capsule. Because you walk in, and it's just like it used to be. And you've gotten this strange sense of nostalgia from it that felt really familiar. It's because you actually had a past life with your twin flame in the 60s. Or you may have even been a waitress or waiter at this kind of diner. That kind of style could have been your job in a past life. Again, ultra-specific, and it may just apply to one of you, but I like to just say whatever comes through. Okay, so we've got the angel of love, your twin flame being afraid but sensing your presence. I want to get a little bit more information on your twin flame's life status at the moment, so I'm going to read into a little bit about this card, this angel of love. If you're looking for new love, this angel brings the message of its upcoming approach, or if you're looking for a deeper, more intimate connection with someone already in your life, she's here to say that far greater tenderness is available to you. Oh, that's so interesting, because just like I talked about with this past life in which you were in this controlling relationship, I am starting to sense that in this life, your twin flame is someone that you may already know, or at least have an awareness of. But I feel that either you or your twin flame is in this controlling relationship in this life, kind of like how I spoke about with the 60s past life relationship. This kind of constricting relationship may be just like that 60s housewife. Either you or your twin flame feel dependent, codependent, materially on this third party, or you feel powerless within the relationship. You feel stuck. You may have fallen into this vision of this white picket fence family, or had that vision in the future with your current partner. But then you met your twin flame, or became aware of them, and that got completely shaken up. I just saw the white picket fence being broken. Suddenly, that vision you had of this normal nuclear family suburban neighborhood life was really turned upside down. I feel that whether you've met your twin flame or not, your awareness of their presence and your spiritual awakening has caused this to happen. I feel like between you or your twin flame, whoever is connecting with this controlling third party, you're feeling as though, again, you're stuck. But the reason you feel stuck, or your twin flame feels stuck, is because you're actually resolving some karma with this person. Again, I keep getting this 60s feeling. Someone definitely has a past life in the 60s. And actually, this karma, for those of you who resonated with that 60s past life, could be because for someone listening, you were a 60s housewife or in any 60s marriage that made you very unhappy. This person because of the karma you created in that life. In this life, you are now put with that soul again in a relationship or in a marriage that was controlling. This time, it is part of your karma to resolve that wound, to evolve on a soul level to the point where you aren't afraid to break free from that control, from that restriction, where you aren't afraid to be on your own, to be independent, to not be dependent on another person for material security. I'm feeling this sense of security. Again, this could be either you or your twin flame with this third party, but I feel like whoever this third party is within this relationship, they provide this sense of material security. I heard even acceptability, like socially being with this person feels acceptable. Your parents may like them, your friends may like them, and you may feel as though going your own way or breaking free of this person would not only shake up your love life, but also affect you in a very material way. I'm being guided to tell you to trust in your own inner stability, in your own inner worth. This is not a coincidence that you ended up in this controlling situation or that your twin flame is in this controlling situation. It's actually because you are here to resolve this karma, this wound. By the way, if you do feel stuck in life or in this situation, I've had experiences like this in the past, and I've come to realize, and I would like to share with you, that a lot of times the reason we feel so stuck is because these patterns aren't just conscious patterns of thoughts. They actually become stored in our energy, in our subconscious mind, and become part of what we call the shadow self. We really absorb and internalize these feelings of low self-confidence, fear, and lack of worthiness. For me, the greatest tool I used to dissolve these blockages is the 7-chakra clearing subliminal I've created, because I found that personally, I stored many of these blocks, especially in my solar plexus chakra and in my root chakra. Again, I don't know who that will resonate with, but that's subliminal, as well as any others I recommend during your reading. Okay, so the next card I pulled for who your twin flame is a woman holding a heart. I just want to read a little bit about what this might be. Although I already feel this really plays into what we were just talking about with this third-party situation, the woman on this card wears a butterfly in her hair and holds a lovely large heart in her hands. For a woman, this card upright could be a reflection of your own state of peaceful emotion and receptivity for love, or it might be a message that your family issues are going to resolve. In regards to your twin flame, I'm getting a strong masculine energy from this person, so I have a feeling many of you listening to this are the divine feminine. Although, again, remember with these mirrored energies, sometimes when I talk about your twin flame, it could actually be describing you, or the other way around. But for those of you who resonate as the divine feminine, I feel as though this woman holding a heart is actually the third party. This is a representation of the ways in which your twin flame feels trapped in this relationship or some kind of connection. If it's not a third-party connection, I also feel that it could be a strong maternal influence. I'm really getting a mother, someone who feels the need to hold really tightly to this person's heart and is afraid to set them free for some reason. So, this person, if this is a divine masculine that we're talking about here, could be really trying to resolve some kind of mother wound, either with a mother who was overly controlling. I'm really sensing a very overbearing maternal influence, or a third-party lover who is very controlling and insecure. This is part of why your twin flame feels so trapped within this connection if there is a third party. Because they feel as though I feel a lot of pain. I feel like your twin flame is someone who is a healer, who is very empathic, and part of why they have trouble resolving these emotional issues with the women in their lives is because they feel very responsible for their emotions. Maybe that's part of why they're afraid to give their heart to you, because they feel overburdened already by all of the influences and people in their lives, and they feel as though they desperately want to be loved, but are afraid to give their heart away and either have it broken or feel overly responsible for the romantic partner within their connection and their emotions and feelings. So, this third card I pulled for your twin flame, the garden and the gate, I'm already feeling this has to do with them guarding their heart because of the reasons I've just stated. But I do want to read a little bit about it. The garden is locked, while the girl wears a key on a chain around her neck. That line really stood out to me because I feel as though your twin flame has this gate around their heart, and actually, the woman in this image who is standing outside of the gate is you. Whether you realize it or not, you have the key around your neck. You've always carried the key to your twin flame's heart to unlock this gate. I just felt a little bit of fear coming up, as if this still scares them. So, if you haven't met your twin flame yet, the reason they may not be coming into your life is because of all of these issues they are resolving with either a third party or maternal issues, and they are afraid to let someone unlock the gate to their heart. On a higher level, they are being guided to heal before you meet. But if you are aware of this person or you have met, you may now be experiencing some of the effects of their fear. You may feel as though with this person, you instantaneously, I just heard in a snap, you unlock their gate with this key around your neck. I just saw your twin flame looking astonished. You may almost see this in their eyes when they find themselves opening up to you almost accidentally, and they don't know why. It's because you have this key to their heart. You can instantly unlock them in a way that nobody else around them can. It actually causes them to feel a little bit afraid at this point in time. Okay, group number 1. So next, I want to pull some potential characteristics or phrases that may be associated with your twin flame. Now, the purpose of this is just to spark your intuition because, again, the whole purpose of this reading is simply to guide you into your own soul's intuition on this person and this situation. At the end of the day, it's only your intuition that knows the answer. Okay, so I've pulled 4 cards for you. Let's see what they say. I've pulled career, broken, face, and first love. Okay, so first of all, I strongly feel that this brokenness that I just pulled comes from the dynamic we already spoke of, with either this person's rejection by their parents when they were young, or with their mother specifically, some kind of mother wound that they may have. Because of this, your twin flame has an awareness that they are broken may actually be part of the reason they are so guarded and so afraid of letting you in. Because of this brokenness, I feel that this person strongly throws themselves into their career. They are very career-oriented. I really saw someone in a very stable kind of career position, although maybe not quite happy with it. I don't know that they're really living their passion, but they may have buried those passions and desires. Within their career, it may look from the external as though they've settled for mediocrity, simply because they long for that sense of security. Like I said, because of the ways they've been rejected, they've really longed to create a secure foundation materially for themselves, and so they really may be focusing on their career. With this first love card, I actually got this strange sense of ending when I heard this. Not really a happy thing, but I feel that if they are in a third-party romantic connection, this was their first love, or what they thought to be their first love in this life. That is why it is so hard for them to let it go. I feel as though this person is fiercely loyal, almost to a fault. To you, if you have connected with them, this could be really frustrating, because if you've connected, if you've met, and they're still connecting with this third party, you can feel as though it's a very slow-moving energy. Loyalty is often a slow-moving energy. It's slow to move on because it is so fiercely devoted to a specific thing or person. This really goes along with their career too. I feel like they're not only loyal to this first love that they may still be with, or this person, but that they're also very loyal to their career. They do this to the point where it breaks them. They are so loyal that they don't allow themselves to be free, and I feel that you sense that. Part of why you are going to help them evolve is because by meeting you, they're going to be taught to break out of this shell, to break out of their own fears, to step out and truly ask for what they want in life, boldly, rather than settling for mediocrity, either in their relationships or career, under the guise of loyalty or keeping a commitment. The last message or word that I pulled for you is face. When I wrote this, I meant a physical face, as in a face being a characteristic that you or your twin flame really notice about each other. But actually, I'm hearing that they have to face these things. They have to face this career. They have to face this third party. They have to face these potential family issues. Because they have been broken in the past. They have been burying these issues. They are afraid to face them. Again, some of this may apply to you as well. The reason I recommend a comprehensive approach to twin flame healing is because everything our twin flame experiences, especially the things we are so frustrated about, are actually reflected in our own energy in some way. This is why I always say that with my twin flame 7 chakra subliminal, it's designed to clear away and balance the energy, clear the negative energy, and balance the energy within you. By doing this, you naturally shift the balance of the energy within your twin flame connection. Okay, so now I'd like to pull some very specific messages to see if we can read more into where your twin flame is at in this present moment, or what they're feeling, perhaps about you. Oh my gosh, I just got goosebumps. This message just says, please wait. I feel that for some of you, this is a message from your twin flame's higher self, because their higher self knows that they aren't ready to meet you yet. So, if you haven't met your twin flame yet, know that you're being asked to keep your standards high. I keep hearing, high standards do not settle, because in the energy of you not settling, your twin flame actually senses that kind of strong, sturdy, stable energy. That's the kind of stability they're really longing for in love, and it will really call them in a magnetic way. If you don't settle, they will energetically find the courage within themselves not to settle for these relationships and this potentially career that aren't serving them. If you have met your twin flame, I feel that this message is telling you not to lose hope or patience, because I feel many of you have had to be very patient. If this has resonated with you so far, and you're finding that your twin flame is with this third party, or they're having these maternal issues, these mother issues, whatever it may be, or that they're very locked up like this gate around their heart, I felt this wave of love, and I feel that that was the love your twin flame feels for you. They do truly deeply love you, but they have this very shaken sense of security, and this comes from an inner child wound. They feel very unstable right now, very uncertain, very stuck in these states of mediocrity that they know they need to break out of. They know that it's time to move on from these situations and people and to move toward you, but it's very scary for them. I feel that they're going to make this forward movement as long as you hold your standards, shift and balance your own energy, and remain a stable, magnetic force for them. I'm feeling guided to pull a few more messages for you. Group number 1. I got 2 here. It wasn't easy. Okay, so I feel that although I wrote this in the past tense, it feels like the present tense here. That they want you to understand that although they may not show it, they're really breaking in these situations. They may have just started to go through some kind of spiritual awakening, and it's not as easy as it looks. I heard, it's not as easy as it looks. On the surface, their life may look very put together, It may look as though they have this stable relationship, that they're very happy, that they have a good job. But beneath the surface, they are going through this immense turbulence and change and inner conflict. They know that they have to transform their life in certain ways, and they have to move on. They want you to understand. They want you to have. I hear that they're really wanting your sympathy here for them, because they want you to know that this isn't easy for them, but that they really are trying. The third message I pulled is, you promised. I feel like, wow, I just got this. I keep going back to this 60s scene. So, I don't know who is strongly connecting with this, but someone must be, because I really feel that I saw this image, this interaction, in a past life. Let me know if any of you resonate with this. But I feel that one of you in a past life with your twin flame literally promised to them that you would find them in another life, that you would love them forever, that you would wait for them forever, that you would be together somehow. Not just in this past life, but on a soul level, prior to incarnating here. Your soul, your twin flame, on a higher level, is saying, remember, remember, remember. They are trying to shake you awake because prior to incarnating here, you made a promise. Not just one way. I get the sense this is a two-way prom. The last thing I want to do is try to pull some potential specific information about your twin flame in regards to potential initials and potential signs that they could be. I'm going to be honest with you guys. I feel this may be getting a little bit too specific. So, if you find that this part of the reading doesn't resonate with you, but that parts of the rest do, know that this could be because you are actually being shielded against getting information that's too specific right now about your twin flame. This could sometimes be a form of protection because there are certain things you do have to figure out on your own, and if you were to be given the information in a reading like this, you wouldn't learn the lessons that you have to learn in the unfolding of this realization of your twin flame. Okay, I'm getting G. Oddly, I'm getting Z. You know that's a weird letter. I'm getting H, and 2 cards just fell out, so those will be our last 2. V and E. So, if any of those initials or letters are significant to you, this could be initials in a first name, a middle name, a last name, or something significant in general with your twin flame. Something I find interesting, just looking at these combinations of letters that fell out, is that in the letters, even though I only pulled 7 of them, they actually do spell a word. One of the words I can see spelled here is give, and I feel as though this is a way of your twin flame saying that they long to give you their heart, to give you everything. Yeah, I heard not just their heart, but everything. They want to give you the life that in past lives you longed to create together, but, because of the circumstances, were not able to create together. They long to give you that sense of security and stability, but they need you to give that same stability back to them. They need to feel secure as well, because they have felt very unstable because of the karma they've been resolving in this life. So now, I'm going to choose some of the signs and just see potentially what sign your twin flame may be. I was getting such strong earth energy, but that could have just been the loyalty and dedication of your twin flame. So, I'm getting Aquarius. Let's see. Gemini keeps coming back up strangely. Maybe some of these could be your sign as well. I'm really sensing potentially a connection between an air sign and an earth sign. Let's see what other signs I get. I'm getting Virgo, I'm getting Libra, and Pisces. So if any of those signs connect with either you or your twin flame, or perhaps some of the energies involved in this connection. And again, I know that between the signs and the letters, it was getting a little specific, and some of you are going to be guarded against knowing that specific information about your twin flame at this time. Just one final random message. I just saw someone looking at me. A man looking at me with piercing eyes. They were like bright green, very emerald, piercing eyes. I feel as though for some of you, either your twin flame has green eyes, you have green eyes, or you've seen your twin flame looking at you with this piercing gaze. For some reason, I heard in dreams. Even if you haven't met, or if you haven't connected much in the physical, I feel that you felt yourself making eye contact with your twin flame very intensely, maybe even through dream experiences. Your twin flame wants you to know this is their way of communicating their love for you, despite these potential obstacles that may be keeping you apart right now, physically. So, group number 1. I hope this reading was helpful for you. I know that there were a lot of random, specific messages coming through just because there are so many of you listening and so many specific different scenarios that I was trying to share as much of it as possible. If this podcast resonated with you and you crave more, interact with the content, like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, Magnetize Official. Share these words with anyone who might find comfort and inspiration. If you're enjoying what you're hearing, consider showing your support with a super thanks. It truly helps the channel thrive. And don't forget to subscribe for future updates and more insightful content. Thank you all for joining me on this voyage of discovery and personal growth. Until we meet again, may you embrace courage, clarity, and unwavering faith in the beautiful path that awaits you.